Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome to a review of the Zmodo pivot. If you're watching this, chances are you have one or you're thinking of getting one. And if you're going to be using the pivot, you're going to need preferably an Android or an iPhone smartphone, so to speak, and an existing wireless router. So, taking the pivot out right out of the box, comes in a nice packaging. Going to go ahead and unbox it right now. And there we have it. This is the pivot right here in the middle. It's like a nice cylinder, good weight to it. You also get a quick start guide and of course the power adapter, which uses a standard micro USB cable, and then your two sensors, which could be used either at a door or a window, which we're going to go ahead and show you later how to set up. So first things first, we're going to grab the pivot and we're going to go ahead and power it on. Using the cable that was provided to us. And when you go ahead and connect it, at the top of the pivot you're going to have like a ring light, and this ring light, to begin with, it's going to be a solid green, and that's how you know the device has been powered on. And then when you start having flashing green light, so to speak, on the top, that tells you that the device is ready for connecting to your wireless home router. So we're going to grab our smartphones here. We're going to make sure we're on the home Wi-Fi, on our home Wi-Fi that we're going to use the pivot with. Run the Zmodo app, and of course you have to sign up if you're not already registered with Zmodo. So it was a quick setup process. It doesn't take more than a minute or two. Once you go ahead and register, we're going to click on the plus sign on the top right. We're going to select your device as a wireless device, and it's going to go ahead and try to find the pivot. And it's going to give you instructions to power it, which we already have, and of course it asks you how many devices you have, one in this case. And from this menu selection, we're going to select our router and go ahead and enter our home Wi-Fi password, which I'm doing right now. And basically, once you set this up and you connect it, if everything goes smoothly, you're going to see a solid blue light, or ring light I should say, at the top. That tells you that you have a solid connection and everything is good to go. And any second here, this should be a fairly quick process. And about almost there. And there we go. So we got a blue ring light. We are officially connected to the pivot. And the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is we can actually name the pivot. By default it's going to give you this like long set of letters and numbers. So we're just going to go ahead and let's say we're going to call this, if we're going to be placing this in the living room, we can just go ahead and type in living room. And that's how you basically name your device, so that if you have a couple of these, you know where each one is located when you need to select the camera for live viewing. And you can also select the password to basically, if you're going to let somebody else use this app to check the camera, you can share a password with them. So the device is added successfully, and the apps are fairly similar between, Android and iOS. It still can use some work, but so far so good. If we're going to go ahead and get a live view, we're just going to tap on the screen right now. And as you can see, we're getting a live feed of the camera. And remember, this camera is a 360-degree rotating camera, so it basically swivels automatically when it senses something. And now for setting up the door and window sensors, it's very easy. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the setting in the app, and then we're just going to go ahead and scroll down. And so we're going to have an accessory installed. So we're going to go ahead and hit the plus button over there. And before we get started, you have to know that along the sensors there's a plastic strip which protects the battery from being used, so you just need to pull that out to get the device to activate. And then there's a button on the side. You're going to go ahead and press that button, and what's going to happen, it's going to automatically sync everything to your phone. And once again, we're going to go ahead and select a different name. You can name your front door, or your kitchen window, or wherever you're going to be placing these sensors. And a very similar process that's very easy to follow. And there we go. That's pretty much it. And now in terms of placing it, there is an adhesive pad on the back, which you're going to want to remove. And when placing it on a door, you're going to pretty much bring them side by side close to each other, and you're going to hold for a few seconds. all in all, I think this is a great product at a great price point. The app could definitely use some work. I hope you've enjoyed watching this review. Thank you.